An audio bus is one of the basic concepts that an audio engineer must understand. Generally, a bus is a carrier for something. In audio, a bus is a carrier for an audio signal. Let's explain this a bit. There are inputs and at least two outputs in an audio interface. All information related with these inputs and outputs are carried to the computer by a single digital connection. In this case, let's assume it as a USB connection. By using this USB connection, there are two types of digital signals carrying to both ends of audio interface and the computer. First type is analog input signals to the computer after the analog to digital conversion. Second type is digital audio files in the computer for the digital to analog conversion. Assume that we have 4 mics to record in the same time. They will be converted into digital at the audio interface and arrive to the computer or the DAW as a single package of data. The computer is not capable in unpacking them as our expectation automatically. Therefore, we have to unpack them and assign them into buses in Cubase to identify each input easily within the DAW. As an example, if our 4 mic inputs are kick, snare and overhead left and overhead right, we can assign 4 input buses as bus 1, bus 2, bus 3 and bus 4 to the respective input. Then we know in this session, bus 1 is the kick, bus 2 is the snare, and bus 3 and 4 for the overhead pair. In the same way, output buses are used to send an audio in the DAW to an output of the audio interface. As an example, we are using a stereo output bus and assign left and right channels of the Cubase master out to output 1 and output 2 of our sound card for monitors. Let's see how to do this in Cubase. Click on the studio in the menu bar and select Audio Connections. The shortcut is F4. A window with few tabs including inputs and outputs will be appeared. At the moment, we are going to talk only about inputs and outputs tabs. For a better understanding, I'm deleting default input and output buses. I'll start with the Output tab. That's because I have to set up my monitors to hear everything in the project first to initiate a project. As you know, we are using stereo sounds most of the time for music. Therefore, we required a stereo output bus to assign 2 audio channels as left and right. Click on the Add Bus. Select the count of buses. I need only 1. Then the configuration is stereo, because I'm going to set up my monitors. And a name for the bus. I'll leave it blank to set a default bus name and click on Add Bus. You can see that a stereo bus is created with 2 channels named left and right. The left channel is assigned to the output 1 and the right channel is assigned to the output 2 of my audio interface under the device port column. You can change these outputs as you wish. If I click on the device port, you'll see a list of outputs your audio interface have. You can select any device port to get your output as you wish. As a practice, select the first 2 output device ports for your main monitor speakers. Let's talk a bit about input buses. Let's say we have placed 2 mics for an acoustic guitars to capture the body and the frets noises. For this we need 2 mono buses rather than a stereo input bus for a better flexibility in processing. Let's discuss more about these later. Click on Add Bus and set the count as 2 for 2 mics, mono configuration. After setting up the buses, you'll see two mono buses with the names mono in and mono in 2, and they are set to the device ports in 1 and in 2. I'm renaming these buses for easy usage as guitar fret and guitar body. The most important thing in creating an input bus is to assign the device port correctly for each bus. If we plugged our guitar fret mic to input 5 and guitar body mic to input 6, we have to select them correctly from the drop-down menu as you see. Then you can identify these two buses easily within the project. Just get an idea about an input bus at this stage. You'll understand them better with future episodes.